Designer dogs aren't just cute. They're living stories. From tiny teddy bears to majestic mini wolves, each breed has a secret that will surprise you, inspire you, and maybe even steal your heart. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most popular designer dogs in the world, and trust me, you'll want to stay until number 1. Because the ultimate champion might just be your dream dog.
In number 10, Schnoodle, the fluffy guardian. What if your best friend could also be your bodyguard? The Schnoodle may look like a fluffy teddy bear, but hidden beneath those curls is a fearless protector. Tonight, we uncover the story of a little dog with the loyalty of a soldier, the intelligence of a poodle, and the bravery of a schnauzer. This is the Schnoodle. At first glance, the Schnoodle is pure comedy, bouncing curls, goofy energy, and eyes that sparkle with mischief. It's the clown of the designer dog world, always ready to entertain. But don't be fooled, there's another side to this little hero. Bred from the Schnauzer, a natural watchdog, and the intelligent poodle, the Schnoodle has instincts sharper than you'd expect. While most small dogs bark for attention, the Schnoodle barks with purpose. It doesn't just sense danger, it warns and protects. In one unforgettable story, a Schnoodle became a hero. When danger crept into the quiet of night, this little dog sounded the alarm. Its sharp bark woke the family, alerted the neighbors, and chased the intruder away. That night, lives were protected, not by a guard dog, but by a fluffy Schnoodle. But the Schnoodle isn't just a protector. It's gentle, affectionate, and endlessly loyal. It loves to play with children, curl up beside grandparents, and be part of every family moment. It's not just a watchdog, it's a watch heart. The Schnoodle proves that love and protection can come in the same package. You don't have to be big to be brave. You don't have to be fierce to be a hero. Sometimes the fluffiest hearts are also the strongest. The Schnoodle reminds us that courage isn't measured by size, but by love, and that sometimes the quietest guardians make the loudest difference. Next, can the tiniest dog inspire the biggest dreams? Small but unstoppable, the Yorkipoo carries the fiery spirit of the Yorkshire Terrier and the intelligence of the poodle. This is the story of how one little dog, barely the size of your handbag, can teach us resilience, determination, and the courage to chase after life's biggest goals. In number 9, the Yorkipoo, Yorkshire Terrier plus Poodle. The Yorkipoo is the perfect blend of Yorkshire Terrier fire and poodle intelligence. Tiny, agile, and full of personality, it thrives in the busiest of places, from apartments in New York to cozy homes across the world. Wherever dreams are chased, the Yorkipoo is ready to follow. In one unforgettable story, a struggling artist in New York nearly gave up on her dreams, but her Yorkipoo refused to let her fade into despair. Each day, it wagged, jumped, and nudged her forward. In its eyes, she saw hope, a reminder that small steps can still create big masterpieces. And then came the moment of truth. One stormy night, when her dreams were literally blowing away, the Yorkipoo leapt into action. Page by page, it rescued her art from the rain. That night she realized, if her little dog could fight for her dreams, so could she. That's the magic of the Yorkipoo. It may be small, but it carries courage, energy, and endless devotion. It reminds us that size is never a limit. Not for love, not for joy, not for chasing dreams. The Yorkipoo whispers a lesson to all of us. No matter how small you feel, your heart and your spirit can move mountains. Sometimes, the tiniest companions bring out the biggest versions of ourselves. The Yorkipoo proves that no dream is too small to chase. With courage in its step and fire in its heart, this little designer dog earns its place in our countdown. Number 9. Yorkipoo, the tiny dreamer with a giant spirit. Next, we meet number 8. A dog that carries the grace of royalty and the joy of play. Cavapoo, Cavalier King Charles Spaniel plus Poodle, meet the Cavapoo, elegant yet silly, regal yet affectionate. It's the breed that can turn family conflict into laughter and cold hearts into warmth. Tonight, we'll witness how this designer dog doesn't just live in the home, it unites it. What happens when royalty learns to play? The Cavapoo, born from the regal Cavalier King Charles Spaniel and the clever poodle, is elegance wrapped in curls, but with the heart of a jester. Tonight, we'll discover how the Cavapoo doesn't just bring joy to families, it brings them together. The Cavapoo is royalty with a twist, graceful, poised, yet endlessly playful. It's the kind of dog that looks like it belongs in a palace, but chooses instead to roll in the grass with kids and cuddle on the couch with grandparents. Families don't always see eye to eye. At one holiday gathering, arguments filled the air, and laughter was nowhere to be found. But someone else was at the table that night. Someone who didn't care about differences, only about love. In one silly moment, the Cavapoo broke the silence with clumsy charm. But when it fell ill, something even bigger happened. The family united. Arguments vanished, replaced by concern. The Cavapoo reminded them of what truly mattered: love, care, and togetherness. That's the gift of the Cavapoo. It doesn't just brighten a room with its joy, it bridges divides, mends wounds, and turns broken bonds into lasting connections. The Cavapoo teaches us that love is simple. It doesn't take sides. It doesn't hold grudges. It plays, it cuddles, it forgives. And in doing so, it brings people closer than words ever could. The Cavapoo shows us that joy isn't just about laughter, it's about togetherness. That's why it earns its place as number 8 in our countdown of the world's most beloved designer dogs. Next up, we meet number 7, a clownish little mix that's as funny as it is clever. Puggle, pug plus beagle. With the nose of a beagle and the goofy charm of a pug, the Puggle is a walking surprise box. Messy, funny, but incredibly lovable, this breed reminds us that life is not meant to be perfect, it's meant to be enjoyed. What happens when you mix the clown of the dog world with a detective? You get the Puggle, part pug, part beagle, and all personality. At first, it's chaos on 4 legs, but beneath the mischief lies a lesson that life isn't meant to be perfect, it's meant to be enjoyed. The Puggle is a bundle of contradictions, silly yet serious, messy yet lovable. With the beagle's endless curiosity and the pug's goofy charm, it's the 4-legged reminder that laughter cures almost anything. In one home, order was everything. Every toy in its place, every book aligned. But perfection has a price. Laughter had gone missing, that is, until the day a Puggle bounced into their lives. They thought they had lost their little clown forever. But just as hope began to fade, the Puggle's nose led it right back home. The family realized something powerful. Life doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be lived together. The Puggle didn't just return home, it brought joy back with it. Suddenly, the house was filled with laughter, messiness, and love. The family learned that imperfection wasn't a flaw, it was the heart of happiness. The Puggle shows us that joy doesn't live in perfection. It lives in the little accidents, the silly mistakes, the moments when love is bigger than rules. It's not about having everything in order, it's about having someone who makes your world brighter. The Puggle reminds us to laugh more, worry less, and embrace the beautiful messiness of life. And that's why it earns its place as number 7 in our countdown of the world's most beloved designer dogs. Number 7. Puggle, the clown detective. Next, we meet number 6, a small dog with a giant heart. A mix that proves courage comes in the tiniest packages. Shih-Poo, Shih Tzu, Poodle. The Shih-Poo may be small, but its personality is larger than life. Behind its button eyes lies a bold spirit that empowers those around it. This is the little dog that teaches us that courage doesn't come from size. It comes from heart. Can confidence really fit inside a tiny frame? Meet the Shih-Poo, a small dog with a big personality. It's playful, bold, and sometimes even bossy, but beneath the sass lies a lesson about courage, love, and standing tall, even when you're small. Part Shih Tzu, part Poodle, the Shih-Poo is fearless by design. It doesn't know the meaning of too small. Whether it's protecting its family or demanding attention, this little lion in curls commands the room. In one family, a little boy struggled with shyness. He was quiet, withdrawn, afraid to speak up. But he wasn't alone. His Sheepoo stayed by his side, nudging him, playing with him, showing him what courage looks like in small steps. And then came the moment of change. When his tiny Sheepoo stood its ground, the boy found his voice. For the first time, he defended himself. Courage sparked by a fearless little friend. Day by day, the boy grew bolder, and with every wag and bark, the Sheepoo taught him that strength isn't about size, it's about heart. Sometimes, the bravest teachers come in the smallest forms. The Sheepoo proves that courage doesn't need to roar. Sometimes it wags, sometimes it barks, and sometimes it simply stands by your side until you believe in yourself. The Sheepoo shows us that strength isn't measured by size, but by spirit, and that's why it earns its place as number 6 in our countdown of the world's most dogs. Number 6. Sheepoo, the little lion with a big heart. Coming up at number 5, a curly-haired sunshine that turns silence into laughter and sorrow into joy. Number 5. Cavapoo, Cocker Spaniel plus Poodle. The Cavapoo is sunshine on 4 paws. Mischievous yet tender, it's the breed that can turn silence into laughter and sorrow into healing. In this story, we'll see how one Cavapoo can mend the broken and bring joy where it's been lost. What if laughter had 4 legs and a wagging tail? Meet the Cavapoo, part Cocker Spaniel, part Poodle, and all sunshine. This playful, curly-haired companion has one mission in life: to turn sadness into smiles and silence into laughter. The Cavapoo is joy in motion. With the affectionate heart of a spaniel and the clever spark of a poodle, it lives to spread happiness. It's the kind of dog that refuses to let you stay sad for long. For one man, life had grown quiet. His wife had passed, his days blurred into silence, and laughter had long since left his home. That is, until a little Cavapoo bounded into his life. One wag, one silly tumble, one spark of joy, and for the first time in years he laughed. The Cavapoo had cracked open the silence and poured light into a darkened heart. The Cavapoo didn't erase his grief, but it gave him something new: hope, laughter, and connection. Where there was silence, there was now joy. Where there was sorrow, there was love again. The Cavapoo proves that healing doesn't always come in words. Sometimes it comes in wagging tails, goofy games, and the gentle reminder that life still has reasons to smile. The Cavapoo is more than a designer dog. It's a living spark of joy. And that's why it earns its place as number 5 in our countdown of the world's most beloved designer dogs. Number 5, Cavapoo, the sunshine on 4 paws. Up next at number 4, a curly-haired companion who isn't just a pet, but a partner in freedom. Number 4, Labradoodle, Labrador plus Poodle. The Labradoodle is more than a trendy curly-haired cutie. With the loyalty of a Labrador and the intelligence of a poodle, it has changed lives as a service dog, guide dog, and companion. This is the story of a Labradoodle who didn't just walk beside his owner, he gave him freedom. What if a dog could unlock a life of independence? Meet the Labradoodle, the perfect mix of Labrador loyalty and poodle intelligence. More than just a companion, this breed changes lives by giving freedom back to those who need it most. Labradoodles were first bred not just for beauty or charm, but for purpose. With the smarts of a poodle and the loyalty of a Labrador, they became pioneers in service work, guide dogs, therapy dogs, and partners in healing. For one young woman, life changed in an instant. An accident left her in a wheelchair, her dreams of freedom replaced by frustration and dependence. She longed to live again, not just survive. And then came the moment of change. With every task, her Labradoodle gave her back pieces of her freedom. What once felt impossible now felt possible again. The Labradoodle didn't just help with tasks. It unlocked confidence. It opened doors to friendship, to laughter, to independence. Where there was once isolation, there was now connection. The Labradoodle is proof that love isn't always about cuddles and kisses. Sometimes, love is about giving someone their life back. The Labradoodle isn't just a designer dog, it's a designer of freedom, courage, and second chances. And that's why it holds the number 4 spot in our countdown of the world's most beloved designer dogs. Number 4, Labradoodle, the partner in freedom. Coming up at number 3, a tiny, stylish companion who proves that love can fit into the smallest paws. Number 3, Golden Doodle, Golden Retriever plus Poodle. What if kindness had a face, and it was covered in curls? The Golden Doodle is the ultimate healer, a therapy dog that mends hearts and comforts souls. It carries the Golden Retriever's warmth and the Poodle's brilliance, creating a magical presence. What if one dog could give you the loyalty of a Golden Retriever, the intelligence of a Poodle, and the heart of an angel? Meet the Golden Doodle, the world's most beloved designer dog. This isn't just a pet, it's a best friend, a healer, and sometimes even a lifesaver. Golden Doodles are playful giants with a gentle soul. Their mix of brains, loyalty, and warmth makes them the perfect companion for families, adventurers, and anyone searching for unconditional love. For one veteran, life after service was filled with silence and invisible battles. He needed someone, to remind him what joy felt like. And then came a Golden Doodle, not with medals or words, but with love, with presence, with quiet healing only a dog can give. From families to therapy programs, from hospitals to homes, Golden Doodles have proven that their gift is more than cuteness. Their gift is love, loyal, intelligent, healing love. The Golden Doodle isn't just the number 1 designer dog in the world. It's proof that love can heal, laughter can return, and family can come in the form of 4 paws and a wagging tail. The Golden Doodle holds the crown not just because it's popular, but because it changes lives. And in the end, isn't that what the perfect companion is meant to do? Number 3, Golden Doodle, the healer of hearts. Can happiness really be bottled in a ball of fur? The Maltipoo is pure joy in motion, playful, loving, and endlessly cheerful. It's the dog that makes stress melt away and turns every dull day into an adventure. Tonight, we'll discover how one Maltipoo helped a lonely heart rediscover laughter and light. Now we are near at Breeder's Design Dog. Now at number 2, Maltipoo, Maltese, plus Poodle. Can happiness really be bottled in a ball of fur? The Maltipoo is pure joy in motion, playful, loving, and endlessly cheerful. It's the dog that makes stress melt away and turns every dull day into an adventure. Tonight, we'll discover how one Maltipoo helped a lonely heart rediscover laughter and light. Can happiness really be bottled in a ball of fur? The Maltipoo is pure joy in motion, playful, loving, and endlessly cheerful. It's the dog that makes stress melt away and turns every dull day into an adventure. Tonight, we'll discover how one Maltipoo helped a lonely heart rediscover laughter and light. What happens when you combine Hollywood elegance with endless cuddles? You get the Maltipoo, the celebrity of designer dogs. Cute, cuddly, and camera-ready, this little superstar has captured hearts from red carpets to living rooms all over the world. Maltipoos are more than pets. They're icons. With their adorable looks, gentle spirit, and hypoallergenic coat, they've become the ultimate companion for families, singles, and celebrities alike. Fame and success don't always fill the silence. For one rising star, behind the spotlight was a loneliness she couldn't shake. And then came a Maltipoo, not just a pet, but a sidekick, a cuddle buddy, and the missing piece that made her house finally feel like home. Maltipoos aren't just for the spotlight. They're small enough to travel anywhere, gentle enough for children, and loving enough to brighten even the loneliest days. The Maltipoo isn't famous for its looks alone. It's famous for its love. A love that heals, that comforts, that fills the quiet with joy. The Maltipoo is the superstar of designer dogs, proof that the best kind of fame is the love you give and receive. And that's why it holds the number 2 spot in our countdown of the world's most beloved designer breeds. 2. Maltipoo, the superstar of love. And now, we've reached the top. The number 1 designer dog in the world, a loyal, loving, and legendary companion. What happens when a mighty wolf meets a tiny lion? The Pomsky is the king of designer dogs, a breathtaking fusion of Siberian Husky elegance and Pomeranian charm. It has the fierce look of the wild, but the cuddly size of a toy breed. In this story, we'll uncover why the Pomsky reigns at the top, not just for its beauty, but for the way it steals hearts and transforms lives. At number 1, Pomsky, Pomeranian plus Husky. What happens when you take the wild beauty of a Siberian Husky and shrink it into the playful size of a Pomeranian? You get the Pomsky, a dog so unique, so charming, and so loved it has claimed the crown as the #1 designer breed in the world. The Pomsky looks like a husky trapped in a teddy bear's body, fierce beauty wrapped in a playful, loyal heart. It's the perfect mix of adventure and affection. For many families, the dream of owning a husky feels impossible. Too big, too much energy, too much space needed. But what if there was a way to bring that dream home? And then they found the Pomsky, the spirit of a husky, the size of a companion dog, and a personality that instantly filled their hearts. Pomskies aren't just beautiful, they're versatile, strong enough for adventure, small enough for city life, and affectionate enough to be the heart of any home. The Pomsky isn't just a pet, it becomes family, protector, playmate, a forever friend who grows with you, loves you, and never leaves your side. The Pomsky takes the #1 spot because it's more than beautiful, more than rare. It's a dream made real, a perfect blend of strength, loyalty, and love. That's why the Pomsky isn't just the top designer dog, it's the ultimate companion. At number 1, Pomsky, the dream dog.
And that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 designer dogs. Which one's your favorite? Every dog has a story, and these designer breeds prove that love and creativity can bring out the best in man's best friend. Thanks for joining me in this journey. If you want more heartwarming dog stories, if you enjoyed this, give it a like, share it with a fellow dog lover, and subscribe for more pawsome content. See you in the next one.
Wings Furlovers, we are family. Each one has their place with me. Now I want Pomsky full of cheer. Make Molsky always near. Furlovers shining bright and free. Together we're the perfect team. Playing in